Hi there, and welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh. We've come to see the artists in a town called Watlington. Now this is an extraordinary journey back in history for me, because this is a town just outside which I was born and spent most of my early life. I haven't lived here for 50 years, but it's wonderful to come back. It is one of the most busy towns in the whole of the Artweeks lexicon. We're going to move throughout the town, but we're starting in this wonderful building behind us, where there's a group of photographers I want to introduce you to. We'll start by talking to Dee Robinson, and then we'll go on to talk to John Hailstone, Andrew Kerr, and Robert Barber. Wonderful photography and a great taste of what's to come. First of all, thank you, Dee, very much for giving us your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
How's it going, Artweeks?
Well, it's been busy on Saturday and Sunday. It's a lot quieter today, which I sort of thought it might pick up, because now everybody can go in, and with this awful weather out there, you think, oh, I'll go in and have a coffee and wait till the rain goes. But no, but it hasn't happened.
But it hasn't happened.
No.
It is, I mean, it is patchy and it's Monday. It is an extraordinary coincidence that you're open on the very day that the country starts to open up. So
of course.
It's always good news. Now tell me, are you local to Watlington?
Yes,
you are.
I live in Watlington.
You live there.
Yeah.
And you're a photographer and clearly have been for...
Not many years, no. I was a salesperson before.
Right. Not in this sort of business at all?
No, tabletop, everything that goes on top of a table. Glass, china, ceramics, bits and pieces, that sort of thing, yeah.
So what drew you to photography then?
Well, I've been taking photographs all my life. My mum and dad gave me a box brownie when I was 12. I still have it. And so when I decided that I no longer wanted to do what I had been doing all my life, what was I going to do? Take pictures. Yeah, something I've always wanted to do.
It's a wonderful, wonderful skill. And do you find yourself developing techniques and things as you go along? Or?
Well, my first love is documentary photography. I come from the street, and I remember going to Madrid. I was meeting one of my most important buyers out in Madrid, and in the days when if you took a Saturday flight it was much cheaper, so I did, and I had Sunday all to myself and walking around this amazing city taking photographs. Bought them back, was showing them to a friend, and he said, "Great pictures, Dee, but where are the people?" I go, "People? I don't take people." and then I realised, yes, it was like a light bulb moment. Pointless being out in the street. You know, the architecture, that's your theatre, the people are your actors, and since then I've always done it. But then in lockdown, when the world went black, I thought, what am I going to do? I couldn't take my camera out, it wasn't applicable, so I decided I needed colour, and this all came together from all the stuff that we have in our house.
Yes, I see. Excellent. So this is a real result of your lockdown experience.
Oh yeah,
As I find with so many artists around at the moment, a lot of their work and hanging on their walls at the moment is exactly that.
Exactly, yes. I mean, it was devastating to all sorts of people.
Yeah. John, it's very kind of you to give us all your time in this lovely Artweeks. Now, you're in a wonderful room full of photographers.
I am indeed, yes, with five others, yeah.
Yes, did you know each other, or is this an accident?
Not really, not before January when we started talking about it. Slightly before that, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so tell me about you and your photography.
Okay, right. Well, normally I'm a fine art and music photographer, but of course lockdowns and epidemics basically killed that. So I'd posted on Instagram for a number of years, and I realised around September, which is around here, that I'd created a body of work from Instagram, and in the end, by the end of the year, I'd posted 311 times. And I decided that I would exhibit this as a piece of work which is called 2020, the year in hindsight, for Artweeks.
That is a fantastic thing to be able to do. A great many artists are showing huge results of the influence of this rather weird event we've all been through. Yeah. And so this is a perfect photographic record of it all. Tell me how you're displaying this in two sections.
Yeah.
But is this chronological?
It is, yeah. So it starts here January and goes all the way down to the end of June here, July here to the end of December.
Yes, I see. Oh, very exciting. Well, tell me, are they for sale, or are you?
They're all for sale, yes.
And each individually, and each.
Yeah, each individually, yeah.
Or even as a collection. Yes.
Well, potentially as a collection, but I've contemplated selling it. The idea is to sell it as individual prints and larger canvases, which are around the side.
I see. Brilliant. Well, I'm grateful to you for your time. I'm afraid we're limited in the time we've got.
That's okay.
But that's, what we will do is put your website at the bottom of the screen so people know how to get hold of you.
Thank you.
And your Instagram.
Which is here. John.Granizzo Photography.
We will put that on the screen so that people know how to find you.
Okay.
And I wish you luck with it. I hope you have a very good week.
Thanks very much.
Andrew, very nice of you to give us your time, and I'm grateful to you for this. And it's I hope your Art Weeks has been reasonably successful. You've only been open for 3 days now, I think, isn't that right?
Yes, we're open until Sunday, so we've been open 3 days and another.
Have you got the rest of the week
to go? Yeah.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You come not from this part of the world, I think.
That's right. Yes, I moved down here about 3 years ago from Warwickshire.
Right.
Before that, London. Before that, Belfast.
Yes, I see. And photography has been part of your life all that time. Has it been your profession all that time?
It hasn't been my profession, no. I was a psychologist for most of my working life.
Right.
The photography was always in the background. In my student days, photography occupied my time between going to the odd lecture. Then went into events for many, many years. And with digital, it's just so much easier to get out there with the camera, not to have the full wet darkroom set up and so on. So it's come back into my life in quite a big way this last couple of decades.
Brilliant. And so you sell your work and you exhibit it on it. This is not by any means your first exhibition.
No. I've exhibited in London, in Ireland, and then going to be exhibiting this September at Photo London in Somerset House in London.
I see. So I'm getting a picture that it played a considerable part in your life, right through the whole thing.
Yes.
And but it was your work that drew you down to Oxfordshire, was it?
It was romance.
Romance. Well, then I'm delighted to hear it. That's the best of reasons. Okay, well, I'm really grateful to you for this. I hope you get lots of people coming to visit you and see your wonderful work.
Thank you.
And as you say, you're open until next Monday. We hope this brings some people in for you. Well, but I can't tell you how grateful I am. Thank you very much for giving us a bit of your time here. I know how busy you can get at Artweeks. I hope you're having a nice time. The weather's pretty grim, but have you had a few people through?
Quite a few, and the weather's supposed to improve, so
it is.
Fingers crossed.
The next week should be absolutely wonderful.
Indeed.
Because, I hope you don't mind this, but I'd love you to give us a little bit of background on your career in photography, just so that we know what we're talking about.
Well, I started fairly early in life as a sort of under-assistant, studio assistant, and I worked for a lot of different photographers as an assistant at a very good time for the industry when it was quite exciting through the 70s. I missed the 60s, I'm too young, but through the 70s I worked for a lot of good people all over the place for different magazines. And then when I started my own career, I really started doing fashion and portraits. And I sort of thought I was going to do fashion only, but the portraiture kind of nagged away at me, and at one stage a very key person at Vogue pushed me in that direction, and so I did a lot of people for a while, and it was really about a sort of 25 year period until my health gave out, unfortunately, and things came to a bit of a grinding halt. But during that period things were interesting and quite good.
They must have been amazing. Your health gave way, you say, and so you didn't stop you altogether. Are we seeing the first exhibition of yours
for a very long time? You are indeed, yes. I can't remember. I had a one-man show in Santa Fe in 1993-ish.
Yes, I see.
And a lot of this work's never been seen since.
This is a great privilege. I noticed that quite a lot of the faces, very familiar faces, are quite young.
Well, that's kind of the theme of the exhibition, kind of when they were younger. There are one or two, you know, Dirk Bogart is not young, nor is Doris Lessing, but the theme is, the theme emerged when I was sorting the prints out. I had just boxes and boxes and boxes open all over the place. I thought, what the heck am I going to put on the wall? And it sort of, as I went through them, I thought, oh, there is a bit of a theme here. There's an awful lot of people who've done quite well since, you know, when they were younger.
Yeah.
And in fact, well, since, I mean, I realised since there's about, 2 dames, 2 or 3 knighthoods, 9 Oscars,
yes.
all by, you know, from people who were pretty well unknown at the time.
Yeah, yeah. This is such an exciting thing for us all to be able to see. I know about that business of photographers who've been in the business a long time having these extraordinary archives, which are hard copies and things and negatives and things. That's a serious problem because have you got somebody in the background who one day will take this on?
Well, that is a very, very good question. If you've got any suggestions, obviously for many years I had a syndication agent. In fact, I had about 2 or 3 scattered about, one in America and one doing different territories. Yeah. And one by one, they all got bought up, mostly by Getty. Yeah. And so I ended up, the last time I was sent a contract, I refused to sign it. And they said, you'd be better off actually not signing, getting your pictures back. So I got everything back that I controlled.
Well done.
But the only snag was I then got ill, so it then has basically sat in filing cabinets and boxes and archival print boxes ever since. So yeah, so if you've got any suggestions, someone who would like to help me sort it out for posterity, I'd be delighted.
What I can think about, because I know the sort of person you need very, very well. But very exciting. Look, this is massively exciting for us. It is all the time we've got now. I hope people will come and look at these wonderful pictures over the next week. You're open for the whole rest.
Indeed, we're till Sunday next Sunday.
Well, it's marvellous. It's a privilege for us all to be able to see them, and I'm grateful to you for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming.
Nice to talk to you. We've come up the High Street and turned left, not very far, to the Methodist Church. In here there is a selection of artists of various different media, and we're going to see what we can find. Come with me. Tell me a little bit, first of all, you're a local, I take it.
I am, yes, I was born here, yeah.
Oh, you were born in Watlington?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. And so you've been working as an artist here for all your life? Or?
No, I did a foundation about 7 years ago in Oxford, and I've been studying at university for part-time for 6 years now, up in Northampton.
Brilliant.
So.
Now, you work in a unique way. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, since lockdown I've been making pigments, and then I've been making pigments out of the parish hedgerows. I'm part of the local climate action group, and we're doing a hedge survey of all the parish hedges. And yeah, I've been making pigments with them. I freeze them when I make them so that I can have the vibrancy of like autumn whenever I want autumn.
How does this work exactly? Oh, what you mean is the freezing stops any deterioration in the colour?
Yeah, because once you make it, a lot of them are very fugitive, and so the colour disappears over time. Whereas if you freeze them, you can have that colour whenever you want it.
And how long do they last once you've used them on your...
Well, you can preserve them then. Right. Once you put them onto the paper, you can preserve them. There's museum glass. It's exposure to oxygen and light.
Yes.
So with different sprays. I'm trying at the minute, experimenting with, because there's a UV blocking spray, but it's an aerosol, which I don't like.
No,
so I'm using this natural one with casein milk at the moment to try and, I need, it's testing and time to find out what works. So, so once you've got them on the actual paper, they're not fugitive like the other ones. So.
Is this wonderful process of yours? You're combining this hedge survey, which is presumably you're looking for the distribution of different kinds of plants and different...
Yeah, and then working out where there's gaps, where it needs replanting, just the actual health of the hedgerows, where we can improve. They're incredible for like carbon sequestration and biodiversity. They're incredible species.
The great corridors for wildlife.
Yeah, exactly.
And but given all of that, you've got. I'm just wondering whether you're finding the different soil structures there are around here, because you're at the bottom of the thing, create different zones for different colours. Is there anything?
Well, I've been working on seasonal, autumn, winter and spring, and using different bits of different plants to work on different, for example, we have a very hard chalk water. That will have everything is a variable. So in what soil it grows will be a huge amount of research, but it's not something that's undoable.
No, it's fair enough. No, I can understand it. Well, I mean, it is gripping stuff, and I think your work is absolutely beautiful. I hope you get lots of people to come and look at it.
Yeah.
You're selling the stuff here as well as
I meant to. It's my degree show. I submit next week, but we can't have a degree show because of COVID, etc. So it's going to be online.
Yeah.
So I wanted people to see my work in person. So it's the perfect place would be Watlington, because this is where I made it all from.
Yes,
so it's kind of.
Well, it's coincidental, all kinds of lovely coincidences. Let's hope it all goes well, because after all, the country is opening up today, all kinds of things going
absolutely.
on. Perhaps it'll be brilliant for you, and I hope it will.
Yeah.
And I wish you luck for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, okay. Kristian, it's very kind of you to give us your time. I know that it's pouring with rain and you're probably wanting to get home. But Artweeks is an exciting thing. What made you get involved with it? Tell me how you find yourself.
A friend of mine did it a couple of years ago, and I thought it would be a good idea, and now that I've been working on my own, I thought I'd give it a go, see how it happens and see what happens from it.
So this is a new venture for you, the business of working on your own, making this.
Yes, since the first lockdown.
Oh right, that's really new. This is a lockdown business.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. Tell me a little bit about it, what it is you do.
So I try and use as much reclaimed materials as I can, go all over the county picking things up and finding interesting people to buy stuff off, and quite often exchange labour for materials. There's a really nice lady up Howell Hill who's getting rid of a lot of stuff. Right. So I'm going to do some work for her, and she's agreed to let me sort of clear all this stuff from around her house.
Fantastic.
I do some demolition jobs to get all the timber from that.
And out of these wonderful pickings you get from this stuff, you make wonderful pieces of furniture. What sort of furniture are you doing mainly?
Sort of bespoke dining room tables, and here's a console table, coffee tables. Yeah. And then a lot of structural timber. I'll then make garden rooms and all these pods and etc.
I see. So you're making buildings as well?
Yes.
Right, okay, so it's quite an extensive thing.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. Well, I'm delighted we caught you. I can hear the thunder in the background. You're being driven out of this place. But thank you very much for giving us your time. And I hope you get lots of visitors. You're open for the rest of the week, I take it?
Yes, I'll be here till Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
Trying to get as much out of the way as I can, make some bits for people.
Yeah, well, it's terrific. And basically you're taking commissions rather than selling items, so you're...
Trying to make a few items to sell, but I'll take commissions as well. I've had a few people express interest, so...
Excellent.
Hopefully.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
No worries.
It's lovely to meet you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Cheers.
This pouring, horrible weather.